Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another Gunpla review, and today I'm taking a look at this right here, and of course it's the high-grade build custom ballistic weapons for basically making this right here, which is the ballistic Zaku. However, I never noticed in advance that this is the high-grade Gundam The Origin Zaku. Char's Zaku to be accurate, and I had gone out and bought this right here just for this review because I assumed it was this one. Should have paid more attention, but anyway, either way, I never actually finished building this kit because, man, it's awful, it's terrible. It's really not a good kit at all. I can see why they went and decided to go for the Origin version instead, because the Origin Zaku is awesome, but the problem is I don't have this one, and the standard green Zaku I do have, I've packed away to send home, so we're just gonna have to make do with something else. Anyway, as you can see, this cost me 480 yen at my local Yamada Denki. The recommended retail price is about 600 yen, so you'll get it between the two there. And moving around to the other side of the box, and there's what comes in the box, and a lot of this you'll recognize being this, and this. You'll recognize as this, and this. And on the side of the box here, you'll see that all of these are from Mobile Suit Gundam The Origin high grade line. So that's the Zaku 1, Char Zaku, as well as the High Mobility Zaku in the black Tri-Stars colors. But anyway, that is enough about the box. Let's bust this thing open and see what we've got. Get out of there. Before I forget, there is a lot of extra information down here on the bottom of the box, and that there shows the Zakus you can use this with, and info there on the funnel pod. 3 funnel pods are stored and remote manipulated by the Saikamu system. That's those there on the shoulder. It'll be interesting to see if those come out of there to use the deployed versions. The Ballistic Zaku, which is the successor to the Zaku Amazing created by Meijin Kawaguchi III, based on the Zaku 2 commander type from Mobile Suit Gundam The Origin. And those Origin Zakus, those are awesome. And I mean awesome kits. Well, the one I saw was. Next then, the doubled over W-beam Tomahawk is mountable on the waist using the included joint part, and they're the double beam Tomahawk, which is a large weapon for melee combat, generates a beam blade. The shaft can double over, and as far as I know, there are no beam effect parts for this kit, so I think it's just going to be a big plastic axe, but let's find out. So in the box, we've got that piece of paper for the online survey. There's the instructions. They're the fold out type. These look pretty simplistic, so I don't expect too much to it. There's that double tomahawk, what looks to be a kind of javelin claw type thing, but usually it says what these things are called. This time it doesn't. There's that beam pistol that we saw with the reversible Gundam. Next then is the GN Buster Cannon, which we also saw with the reversible Gundam. Flipping that around, and we have that funnel pod. The funnel pod seems to be a single piece, so that means those parts won't come out when you're using the deployed ones, as you see here. And lastly then is how to store the double beam tomahawk. But anyway, let's check out the runners. So in here you get one single bag containing just 2 runners. And E1 here we saw with the reversible Gundam. This is exactly the same as half of one of the runners we saw that time. And here we have runner E2, and that is the rest of the parts. So it does seem like the funnel pod is made out of 2 parts, but still it doesn't look like you can have it displaying it without the funnels in there for when they're deployed. But anyway, let's chop it all out and check out what it's like. So first off, let's start with the double beam tomahawk. And I'm not exactly sure why, but Japanese like to use the letter W to mean double. But either way, let's chop it out. Boop, boop, boop. So there we go. There is the double beam tomahawk. You can extend it using this other part, which pops on here, then here. So that is the longer version. And as you can see, that is pretty damn long. Next then is the claw javelin thingamajiggy. So let's get that cut out. Out you come. And basically that just consists of this piece and these 2 pieces you would have seen already with the reversible Gundam. And you actually need the central part that I had attached to the beam tomahawk. And then that just pops in there like so. So basically it's like a javelin, like that, but opens with a claw and has a spear on the end, and nothing keeps these from falling off on this side, so it looks good from the top, not so much from the bottom. Next then is the pistol, and this comes entirely on the runner we saw with the reversible Gundam, so here we go, chop chop. So this is the same as we saw with that kit, except it doesn't have the part that attaches up here, so it's just that half, and wait a minute, that part I was talking about attached on down here. So without that part that attaches to the reversible Gundam's arm, it does look a little bit bare down there, a little bit odd. This pops in like that, and there's still this big gap, but still you do get a pistol, you don't get the sticker, and honestly I have to say it does feel a little bit lazy. Anyway, onto the GN Buster Cannon, and this looks like it's been changed slightly because of course the last one was part of a backpack, so they have to add a rear section onto it, so let's check that out. So the first part of this connects together just like the claws of the reversible Gundam, so that part pops on like this, then this, and this. There we go. This handle part, however, is absolutely brand new for this kit, and this part connects on here, like that. The claw then connects onto that, like so. I'm not sure where this is going. Then these two parts of the GN Buster Cannon, and this part here, which is also part of that GN Buster Cannon. Man, cutting out these just gray parts off a gray runner really reminds me of this right here, which I found in a recycle shop during the week. Actually, at the weekend, when I was actually going to trade in some old model kits that I don't use, as well as figures. And this, in case you don't know what it is a Tau broadside from Warhammer 40k. And this is actually what originally got me into model kits in the first place, well before I came to Japan. Not Tau though, but they had that. It was 1,000 yen. I thought it was cool. I'm actually pretty sure I have a ton of Warhammer somewhere at home, maybe in my mom's attic. So if you're interested in seeing when I get back to Ireland, I'll actually try and bust that out and see what I've got in there. That'll be pretty interesting. But besides that, yeah, the plastic's completely different. This is hard and easy to work with, whereas this is soft but also easy to work with. But anywho, I digress. Next part is these two parts that slot together, and so far it seems like you're going to use everything off the runners in this kit. Next, these two parts connect together, boop in there, and finally close that all together with this one. So just like the backpack, this was the upper part, this is the lower part, that moved up and that is in the wrong way completely. There we go. But anyway, that moves up and in there like that. So next, apparently this section here connects into this here. This flops up like that. Then you take this section from the top of that javelin, and that connects in here into the back. And there we go. That is what that weapon looks like all put together. That's pretty cool. We also have this little section down here, and that connects into the hole in the side of this. Either side's okay. And that's for attaching it into a backpack, or I assume any hard point on a Gundam, like there on the back of the gym. Yeah, pretty much any 9mm Gundam hole. We also have this little adapter section here, and that is for the double beam tomahawk. So that can collapse down like this, connect in there, and then just popping that on there. And also there's a little peg for sticking it into a 3mm Gundam hole. So last up then is the funnel. So snip, 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 and that just consists of two parts like this, which snap together, and basically just like the ammo section for the bazookas with the Zaku that can stick onto the shoulder, just like the ballistic Zaku right there on the front of the box. As well as that, then you've got the three funnels, so that's 1, 2, and 3, and these don't come with a stand or anything like that, so you may have to get creative with whatever way you plan on posing these, but definitely looking very nice. So like I mentioned, I have no Zakus handy right now, especially not a high-grade Char Zaku Origin version, so this right here is going to have to do. So this is the high-grade ballistic gym. But anyway, as always, thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you'd like to see more content like this in future, and as always, I'll see you next time.